So guys, the crypto markets are still trading sideways. Right now though is the worst time to be selling your altcoins, especially with Ethereum being primed up, about to shoot, making new all-time highs, and we're seeing trade deals go through and a lot of other positive news events around the global economic events that are taking place. Right now guys, everyone is allocating to altcoins, calling for altcoin season, and right now based off of the price action we're seeing for the altcoin market, Bitcoin and Ethereum, everything is looking primed up for that next leg up. And today I want to give you guys exactly the price action that we're currently seeing, why you should not be selling your altcoins, and exactly what you need to be aware of. But if you're new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content and keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and everything you need to be aware of. Yesterday guys, I talked about exactly why you need to be buying altcoins right now based off of exactly the ranges that we're in and how everything is looking. And today I want to talk about exactly why you shouldn't be selling your altcoins, even if we see a little bit more deviations before the huge rip up for altcoins. So with all that being said guys, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So guys, like I said, the crypto markets are trading sideways due to multiple events that are happening globally, data and information that's coming out around the US economy, and also talks of negotiations between Trump and his tariffs and with other nations like the EU, China, Canada, and a few others. But guys, right now the crypto markets are pretty much just staying stationary, trading sideways. We did reclaim that 106,000 zone for Bitcoin, currently sitting at around 107,000, but everything is just trading sideways. We closed out the week quite bullish for stocks, which is really good for the US markets, but at the end of the day, we need to be seeing strong price action moving into the end of the weekend, moving into the start of next week. Ethereum guys right now is also ranging, just trading sideways, really wanting to reclaim that 2600 region so that we can pretty much break out of this resistance that we are seeing. But right now, again, everything is just trading sideways. Bitcoin is getting the bigger move right now. Altcoins are following the price action around Ethereum. You can see we're seeing a little bit of green, but pretty much based off of the deviations that we've been seeing in the past few days. Bitcoin dominance guys has been rallying like crazy, making that new cycle high, sitting at around 65.7% right now. More than likely going to be rallying much higher. We talked about this in a few other videos, talked about it yesterday, as well as in the video previously talking about exactly when you need to be selling your altcoins. And we talked about that percentage zone with Bitcoin dominance. And right now everyone's kind of ranging that percentage mainly around the 70s to 80s, and overall the RSI with Bitcoin being at around anywhere from 40 to 90%. We also talked about that in yesterday's video guys, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and just stay tuned so that you can keep learning all of this information. We also see that USDT dominance is crashing down a little bit, just pointing to the fact that people are getting out of stable coins, reallocating it to Bitcoin, and getting ready to start allocating back into Ethereum and altcoins as well. But right now guys, stables are also just stationary, waiting to see exactly what's happening, and this is because there's a lot of still teeter-tottering in the market. Well, yesterday we did see that the US markets closed at a new all-time high for the S&P 500, which this was super bullish. And then moving into the rest of today guys, we saw more information come out around the May PCE inflation data, and a little bit more information that came out around inflation, the GDP information, as well as overall the US economy and how everything's looking. Basically guys, more than likely we're going to be seeing rate cuts from the Fed within the next few months. I'm pretty confident in it, and a lot of other people are as well if you've been keeping up with any economic events. Moving into it though, we have been seeing that Trump's tariffs are going to be going back active guys after the 90-day pause that he had initiated, and now this is where a lot of people are wondering exactly if there's going to be negotiations that take place or if all these tariffs are going to be thrown back in on these countries. We did see that Trump did sign a deal with China, which was really great, one of the biggest countries, the biggest country that we're having issues with, and then from there we also saw today an update that the EU and US believe they can reach a trade agreement before July 9th, when US tariffs are set to jump to 50% on nearly all EU products. So this is quite bullish. Hopefully we can see a deal roll through from there. But then there we also saw President Trump talk about how we've created a very powerful industry regarding crypto. So this is super bullish for crypto assets and crypto investors. On top of that, Trump is just pretty much defending his tariff standpoint, and also exactly what a few other things that have been going on with Iran and Israel, and a few others claiming victory over others. And then from there, President Trump also terminates all discussions and trades with Canada. So this is not too good in terms of what's going on with Canada, because Trump just completely cut off the negotiations that are taking place. So within the next 7 days, we're going to be seeing the tariffs between the United States and Canada go really crazy again. And if that happens, guys, get ready for volatility in the markets. Now, why should you not be selling your altcoins right now, guys? It's pretty much based off of the price action that we're currently seeing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Merlin, the trader, pretty much gave a great perspective around the price action with gold and Bitcoin and the correlation that we've seen with this. We talked about this multiple times alongside with the M2 money supply, the USD dollar chart, and a few others as well, guys. But overall, he says gold went parabolic after this breakout. And you can see, guys, in previous standpoints that we saw back in earlier years and then currently what we're seeing right now, he says Bitcoin just replicated that pattern, double bottom, bottom, boom. And you can see previously, guys, gold made a similar structure, and what he's trying to correlate is the correlation between these assets. And I really believe that when people are hedging a lot of the risk in their money, they start going towards Bitcoin just as how they go towards gold. And it's crazy how this setup is looking very similar. He says this is the calm before the crypto storm. Front run the Bitcoin explosion. You've seen this setup before. The outcome doesn't change. So Bitcoin, more likely, guys, is primed for a huge rip up. And if that happens, we are going to see altcoins get squeezed a little bit. But this is going to be the calm before the storm, which is why you need to be dollar cost averaging right now and not selling, because this huge rip up can just take off super soon, and you don't want to be sidelined. Now, Crypto Mitch now gives us a perspective around the altcoin market as well, and currently what we see taking place and what he thinks is currently happening. He says we're still in a bottoming process for altcoins, as we're seeing that there's a strong bullish divergence on the others/Bitcoin chart. Expect to see upwards momentum in the coming period. And you can see, guys, that this is a new bottoming process practically. Now, could we see a little bit more deviations? Possibly, but this is probably, guys, gonna be the new bottom. And if you pretty much try to wait for more deviations and then try to hone in on that specific price point, you're gonna get sidelined. And this is why zooming out on the chart is super important. Even the volatility in the RSI are really pointing to the fact that we're in regions where we shouldn't be. Everything is more likely going to be seeing a gradual rip up, but this is going to be happening more than likely moving into next week and the following weeks, and whenever we see everything take place with the tariffs that are going on and a few other different things as well. Benjamin Cohen talks about exactly the huge rip up that we saw with the S&P 500 and pretty much how it has a correlation as well and why this is super bullish. He says major bounce by SPX after sweeping the low from a year ago, which was very awesome to see. But not only that, it even bounced to a new all-time high, pointing to the fact that smart money right now, guys, is moving much different than dumb money, retail investors. And this is where you need to start allocating to altcoins correctly so that you do not get sidelined. Now, if we look at the crypto markets, guys, everything is just trading sideways because it is waiting for more information in terms of where to move, whether we get more negotiations with these trade deals or we start to see negative, sentiment based off of the war and everything else that's taking place. But right now you can see my altcoins, guys, are practically seeing green and red. A lot of them, though, have been seeing some crazy returns in the last 7 days. And it's really due to the fact that these assets are very strong. If you've been dollar cost averaging when I've been telling you, a lot of these assets, you're probably already up anywhere from 15 to 20 to even 30% based off of what you just allocated towards. And this is where you can lower your average entry cost so that you can pretty much make more gains. But swiping everything to the side, guys, that is currently what is taking place in the crypto markets. Everything is trading sideways with the news events. The US markets are looking quite bullish based off of exactly the trade deals and a few other different things that are taking place, but there is some teeter-tottering still happening based off of exactly friction with certain countries in terms of those tariffs, as well as overall the war that's currently taking place with Israel and Iran, as well as with Ukraine and Russia. So there's a lot of things happening right now, guys, and the data and information that comes out is super important. And if you can focus on just liquidity and this information, you are going to make it. And dollar cost averaging right now is going to be your best bet. But if new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content, guys. I keep you updated on the day-to-day events, price action around Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and exactly what you need to be aware of. But overall, I'm gonna keep dropping day-to-day content, keeping you guys updated on what is happening and how to position yourself, as well as overall how you can be more strategic. I've dropped recent videos, guys, talking about exactly when to sell your altcoins, why you should be buying altcoins right now. Lots of different things that can really benefit you, and I hope you guys check all that out. But I'm gonna keep dropping day-to-day content. Do not capitulate your bags. Keep dollar cost averaging, and hopefully I see you guys tomorrow. Peace.